Tons of Canadian stars in Paralympic action in the pool. Aurelie Rivard looking for yet another medal, this time in the S10 100-meter backstroke. Also Danielle Dorris, already with a silver medal in these games and looking for more. And on the track, Brent Lakatos, back in action, looking for his 4th medal in Tokyo. And Marissa Papaconstantinou in the women's 100-meter T64. All that and more coming right up.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for another Paralympic update.
I'm Kyle Marshall, joined by Nadia Rochefort. Let's get right into the highlights. It was another big day for the women in the pool as Danielle Dorris and Aurelie Rivard looked to add to their Tokyo medal counts. Dorris is looking to score her 2nd medal of these games after taking silver in the S7 100-meter backstroke, and Rivard just keeps adding to her Paralympic legend. Dorris, preparing to race in her qualifying heat, gets off the block quickly and is absolutely flying. The world record is history. And here is what Dorris had to say after the race.
We were expecting it going in, I don't think I was expecting 33.5. I was thinking like maybe 33.6, 7 maybe. So I'm very happy and very surprised.
We go now to the final, the same strong start and the same incredible result. Just like Rivard, she breaks the record twice in one day. Her 2nd podium of the Paralympics, and she's Canada's newest gold medalist. Rivard competing in the S10 100-meter backstroke final, and an event that she's never medaled in. During the first half of the race, she was not on the podium, in podium position. She's a strong finisher though, and after turning it on in the final 50, she raced 2nd. Here's what she had to say after the race.
It's always super emotional, it's just, no matter what happened in the race, it's just kind of like the cherry on top. It's just, it's the perfect closure to the whole year of training, and then the race, the results, and then the podium.
A strong showing for the Paralympic swim team in Tokyo. Dorris joining Rivard as a multi-medalist. On the men's side, Nicholas Guy Turbide, the only podium finish.
Brent Lakatos is making history with his collection of Paralympic medals in the Tokyo with 4 silvers. The athlete from Dorval, Quebec, is hoping he will be able to up that in the T53 800 by getting a gold. In rainy conditions, Brent Lakatos starts in lane 6. Lakatos gets out well behind the Thai athlete. He sits on the outside, avoiding the puddles in the first lane. Lakatos taking the bell lap, moving ahead of Ponscron Pio. Pio isn't having it and takes his lead back 300 meters from the finish line. Lakatos does everything in his power to stay with Pio, but the Thai athlete is too strong. Lakatos finishes in 2nd and adds a 4th silver to his collection.
Also changing the pace like that, it makes it a lot more difficult than just maintaining a steady pace. I was hoping that if it was a tough race or if somebody came by, that would give me an advantage.
Coming into the Paralympics, Brent Lakatos held 4 world records, but has finished behind Pio, his athletic rival, 3 times so far in Tokyo. On Sunday, Lakatos will take part in the marathon, where Pio will not be competing. Marissa Papaconstantinou had a strong qualifying, setting a personal best. The Canadian athlete starts in lane 6 and hopes to medal. She has a clean start and she builds her speed into the first 20 meters, fighting between 4th and 5th place. She manages to close the race and win a well-deserved bronze medal in a time of 13:07, setting another personal best.
A lifetime best for the Canadian in 13:07. Look at the
Para-badminton is making its Paralympic debut in Tokyo, and Olivia Meyer is blazing a trail as the first and only Canadian to compete in the sport at the Games. Meyer, who suffered a stroke as a baby and is limited to 80% use of her right side, is looking to build on her success. Centennial's Peter Ogiernov has more.
One of the few new sports at the Paralympics in Tokyo is para-badminton. It's growing globally. It's in over 5 continents and in over 70 countries. As in badminton, para-badminton athletes compete in men's and women's singles, doubles, and mixed doubles, played using the same scoring system as badminton, a best of 3 games up to 21 points. To make things fair, in para-badminton, athletes are classified into 6 classes. As para-badminton finally makes its debut at the Paralympics, Manitoba's own Olivia Mayer does as well. As the lone Manitoban and only Canadian in para-badminton, Olivia is a groundbreaker. The 22-year-old has been playing badminton since the age of 8, learning from a rich history of the game in her family, and is competing in the women's SL4. With the delay of games, this will be her first taste at competition in 18 months. Her coach, Frank Gaudette, explains what para-badminton athletes focus on in matches.
In para, there's a lot of finesse to it because, you get to know your opponent and you get to know, and like para is not a big world right now in badminton. It's getting there. So all the athletes here, we've seen them, we've played against them, or we've seen them in tournaments.
Olivia explains what brought her to para-badminton.
I love playing the sport because there's so many different parts to it. It's a good mentally, physically, it combines like agility, strategy. Yeah, there's so many different aspects to it, and you have to be good at all of them, and they're very, like, each different skill is very hard to master. So I like the challenge that comes with it.
She's worked hard to get to where she is, and she's enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah, it's just been, I've been just trying to travel the world and trying to gain as many points as I could and to try to make it here. And yeah, now here I am. It's really still almost like unbelievable to process and comprehend.
Having played against most of her competition in over other tournaments, Olivia will know how to adapt. Good luck to the para-badminton athletes, including Olivia.
We now shift to the court to catch Meyer in action for her first match of the Paralympics. Meyer, looking to make a statement, has a good rally and is able to catch the tie player with a smooth return to the backcourt. Next play, Meyer smashes the return off the serve. Meyer loses the first set though. Now in the second, Meyer reads the shot well, letting the birdie go out of bounds. She wins the set 22-20. Third set now, her opponent makes a stellar backhand return that is just out of reach for Meyer. And the Canadian loses the third and deciding set 21-13. Here's what she had to say after the match.
Yeah, it's really special to be here at the highest level. At the first time badminton's being played in the Paralympics, and be the first badminton player from Canada.
Team Canada taking on Brazil in bocce. Brazil up 3-0 in third end, but Montreal's Alison Levine hits the perfect shot to score 3 for Canada and tie it up. They're happy with that one. Fourth end now. Levine needs to hit a tough shot and can't get it to settle down. Brazil choosing not to throw their final ball, and they defeat Canada.
We could have started that game off better. The first 2 ends were not our best ends, and at this level you can't leave jacks open, which is what we did. We stayed confident. We're able to come back into the game, and that fourth end was so millimeters, bocce in millimeters.
And over on the volleyball court, Team Canada dropped its semifinal match to the number 2 ranked China, 3-0. Canada will now look to dethrone the reigning bronze medalists, Brazil. Canadians played Brazil earlier in the tournament, losing a 5-set marathon, but will have their chance at revenge and a bronze medal Saturday morning at 3:30 a.m. Eastern. Regardless of the outcome, this will be Canada's highest ever finish in sitting volleyball.
3 Canadian paddlers making their Paralympic debut. First up, Brianna Hennessy finishing 3rd in her heat in the women's VL2 canoe sprint. Markham native Andrea Nelson had a great start and also comes 3rd in the KL2 heat. Finally, Mathieu Saint-Pierre places 5th in the men's VL canoe sprint. All 3 Canadians advance to the semifinals.
Folks, get your tissues and your sad music playlist ready because we've got a tearjerker for you on the track. After the 4th heat of the women's 200-meter T11 race, a sight-impaired runner from Cape Verde gets proposed to by her guide. What a beautiful moment on the track as we near the end of these games.
Now time for our final medal standings update on our final day of Paralympic coverage from the Centennial Studios. The U.S. overtaking the Russian Paralympic Committee for 3rd place, Ukraine back in the top 5, and Canada breaking the 20 medal mark.
Certainly a great day for Canada in the medal standings, Nadia. And if you head over to the Toronto Observer, Cole Lapierre has a great profile on paracyclist and gold medalist Keely Shaw. That's it for us, though. Thanks for joining us this week for our Tokyo Paralympic coverage. For Nadia and myself, see you next time.